Hey everyone, Barry at CTech-review. We got a fun one for you today. This is for the working man. This is a 2026 Ford F-250 XL off-road. Let's do this. Got a nice balmy day here in Michigan. Curious, wait and see. Look at that sky. If we're gonna get a tornado here or not. But today we want to talk about this 2026 F-250 XL off-road. I don't know how many comments I've seen where people are just all about this truck. This is a little bit off-road capability. You get the Goodyear Wrangler Territory RT tire. It's a really nice looking setup actually. And even though this is the base steel wheel, it's still got like that cool old school look. The height on this truck, it sits up really nice and high. If you're not familiar with the XL off-road, it's more capable than an FX4. You got better tires, you got locker in the rear, you've got more clearance as far as your valance up front. You got skid plates, you got an open front differential. There are some caveats to this truck. You can only get this in the 6.8 liter, and you can only get this in an XL. You can't get this in XLT, but there's a lot of really cool features to this truck. Let me show you one feature. Notice this spring pack in the rear? It's got overloads on this thing. You also got, in this one specifically, this must have the camper package because I see a sway bar. Got the sway bar link right here and your sway bar in the rear. This got the step inside, the running boards. Let's go over the window sticker real quick. 2026 single rear wheel regular cab. This has the XL off-road package. You can see the 33-inch tires. When you look at the price of this, for $995, you're getting 33-inch 285 7017s, electronic locking rear differentials, and skid plates for $995. Running boards, this is the 10,000 GVW package truck. This does have the snowplow prep and camper package, which is gonna change your springs and get you a little bit of capability for your camper setup. Roof clearance lights, trailer brake controller, jack, upfitter switches, for a grand total of $53,515. This does have a 5-year powertrain warranty and a 3-year 36-month. Now this is the base truck, so you don't have the LED headlights. It's got the halogens. You don't have the fog lights in the front bumper. This is a steel painted bumper. This does not have a spray and bed liner, so you can add one, and it doesn't have the 5th wheel prep package. Just a standard tailgate, no assist down, no lighting, box link in the rear. Simple, effective. You do have both the 7 and 4 pin in the rear. Got the nice 2.5-inch hitch in the rear. And check out this interior real quick. You're gonna notice hard touch everything, except this has got a little bit of soft springiness here. Soft touch side doors, nice XL cloth seats. What's the payload on this beast? Huge, 3,718 pounds for a F-250. Notice rubber floor, notice pretty much a manual seat, even though the surfaces are hard touch. The whole point of this vehicle is durability. Everything in this thing is made for long-term durability. Nothing to scratch or tear up here. You still got some storage up above. Nothing to fail for an electronic dimming rear view mirror. No hard steering wheel, so you don't have to worry about cutting up a steering wheel as far as using this thing. Still got a column shifter. No dual climate control to fail. You do got a little storage here. You got the smaller display, but still very functional. You do have 2 high, 4 low, rear locker. You got drive modes, even though in a basic truck, and you got your integrated brake controller. You got USB A and C. You got a 12 volt down below. Plus, you've got your USB-C here and another 12 volt. You get a lot of plug-ins there. Got a nice little center console here that folds up, so you do get a 3rd seat, and you do have storage underneath that's nice. I like the rubber floor too. And the other thing that's nice is this actually has really good storage behind the seating. I'm sitting in a very comfortable space right here, and there is still good space behind me. This does have your upfitter switches, which is really cool in a base level truck. You've got your glove box. This does have the open glove box above, but you got your big glove box down below. Now, this is not a touch button start. You do still have to put the key in the ignition. You do have cruise control. Let's see a backup camera here. You do just have a rear facing camera, not a 360 camera, but you can zoom in on the hitch, which I like. It's got air conditioning and it's actually really cold right now. But it's basic, but that's the whole point of this truck. Just durable, simple, kind of gets the job done. And what's interesting is these seats are very comfortable. These are really comfortable seats. I think these are more comfortable than the RHO. Something about the padding in these things feels good. Now, what do you get in the base instrumentation cluster here? Let me show you the different drive modes in a base level truck. So you got normal, you got tow haul, you still got an eco mode, which is nice. You've got slippery roads, which that puts it in 4 high. You've got off-road mode. That locks your rear differential, keeps it in 4 high. Put it back in eco mode, let's see. Puts it back in 2-wheel drive and pulls the diff lock out. This has a 6.8 liter V8. Just gonna rev it up for you guys to hear it. Good motor. Now this is a dummy plate. There's actually not a button there. Not really sure why they do that. That's actually kind of funny. But I like the storage. It's basic and it's simple, but it's everywhere. And this would be a really sweet truck if you had on a farm or ranch, or you don't need a second row, but you want an 8-foot box and a slightly maneuverable truck. If we go into the different menus, they're very basic, but it's intuitive. It's not over the top and it makes sense. Information, I still like you got engine coolant, transmission temp, engine oil temp, and you also got your battery voltage. And goes back to your original menu, back to speedometer, back to your tripometer. And your different settings in here, nothing too crazy, pretty basic. Features wise, once again, you do have zone lighting, it says, which I'm kind of surprised. Override. I like that it has that. That's pretty awesome. That's a really nice feature to have in a base level truck. If you're not familiar with zone lighting, it's basically lighting that kind of comes up underneath the mirrors and everything, and I'm kind of surprised this truck has that, but it's a really nice feature to have. You got your owner's manual, and then that's it. Today we're gonna do our little CTech Mini loop, and we'll see what kind of fuel economy we get on the 6.8 liter with the regular cab. So I wanna thank Josh Wisniewski over at Bob Maxxey to allow me to do the review for you guys today. In these awesome conditions, we get to check out and see how good these Duratrac tires work in this rain. So being a heavy duty, the truck does not have start stop. The other thing I'm gonna be looking for today is how is the noise, like road noise, with these tires, as well as being an XL. There's obviously gonna be less sound cladding in the interior. You're gonna have a little bit more noise. And what does the steering feel like? Because this doesn't have the electric power steering assist where you would have the Pro Steer there, which kind of comes on the Trimmer and some of the other more premium versions of the Super Duty. I can already tell you guys, the ride quality, it's pretty stiff, but I expected that when I saw the camper plow package. I've noticed that that package has a big impact on the ride quality, but it's also why the truck is more capable. It's got a stiffer suspension, which will make you, handle a heavier payload, a bigger camper, or a snowplow on the front. But yeah, this is a pretty nice truck from the aspect of what you're getting. And a lot of people have been asking for a while, like, man, I really don't need all the fancy gadgetry. I just want a low-cost, off-road capable F-250. This is about as low cost as it can get. So we're gonna see how the 6.8 liter enters on the highway with the 10-speed torque shift G and the 373 gearing. As you can tell, it's definitely got a stiffer ride. This is a very, very uniquely ordered truck. Someone that's looking for high payload, specifically this one here. You got the overload springs. I mean, this is basically what an F-350 diesel in a crew cab would have for payload, and you can get it in a 250 regular cab, which is kind of cool for someone that's looking for almost 2 tons of capacity of payload. So this side of the highway right now, we're getting about 13 to 15 miles per gallon here at about 70. What I'm happy to share is that the road noise with these Goodyear tires, from my experience, the Goodyear tires make some road noise, but in the first few thousand miles, they don't sound any different than just a traditional all-terrain. These things are pretty quiet. I'm not hearing much road noise, which is good. I mean, this thing rides stiff, based on a regular cab, long bed with a high payload, but it rides and drives really good going down the road. And the engine is, I like the little 6.8. I think it's a good engine, and I think that it'll be a good engine for a lot of people. Personally, you guys know I'm probably a little bit more of a fan of the 7.3 because you can get the 10R140 transmission behind it. But I think for the value, there's a lot to be said about the 6.8 liter. We have to modify our loop a little bit right now because of construction. So I expect the numbers to be a little bit lower in fuel economy because it's a touch more highway or less highway than it would be city driving. So for me, with the 6.8 liter and the torque shift G transmission, or I believe it's called the 10R100, it's basically a beefed up version of the 10R80 in the F-150. I didn't notice any weird shifting in this truck at all. In fact, all the shifts felt smooth, crisp, felt really good. But I think most people wanting to buy this truck are looking for durability, and they don't really so much care about how it shifts, but is it going to be reliable? And that's what's going to be really interesting to see, is how does this 10R100 hold up versus a 10R140? We're going to pull back into Bob Maxxey and let's see what we got for fuel economy. So there we go, 13.6 miles per gallon over the 15.3 miles. Not too bad considering the fact that this is a modified loop because we've got for some construction right now. But it'll be fun now to compare that to the 7.3 liter and see how that does doing the same loop today. Let's pop the hood and look at the 6.8 liter and see what it looks like underneath the hood. And there's gonna be some unique things I think we'll see because the XL off-road package. See if I can find the water fording cable. I'm not seeing it, somewhere in here, but basically I believe the hoses for the front and rear differential is raised up a little bit more. Let's look at the engine. So you got basic boosted brake system, got your coolant system, nothing too advanced here. Standard power steering system, got your intake. This does have just your standard intake, doesn't have the little furry stuff up front for a snowplow package. Got your junction box, got your AGM battery, very easy, serviceable. And believe it or not, this is a unique intake to the 6.8 liter. Don't have any kind of special hood scoop or anything like that, but I liked it. It does still have hood struts. Otherwise, this is very basic under the hood, which is okay. One of the knocks being that this is a base XL, you do just have halogen headlights, not LEDs, like an STX. But that's not a big deal because actually a company like LastFit actually has where you can get upgraded LEDs for front and rear. So if you go over to lastfit.com, you'll notice I've got 2026 Ford F-250 selected. You can type whatever you want in there, but I'll just kind of show you. Since we already got this vehicle selected, we'll just show you real quick how this works over on lastfit.com. We're looking for LED light bulbs. This truck has the halogen headlights. This is the base model, XL or XLT base model, but there's a lot of different options here. You got your high beam bulbs. You can do, these are a different version of high beam. I mean, there's tons of different options, but I just want to show you one of the options I've used before and I've been pretty happy. Let's just go up to this package right here. This is like custom engineered for the 23 to 26 Super Duty. So you can kind of see, here's your fog lights, high beams, low beams. You got your front turn signals. You've got your cargo lights and you've got your front side marker. For just this video today, we'll just show you what low and high beams. You're looking at $338, and these are the ones with the fan. You go over here and add it into cart. And I want to show you how this works. You go to checkout, you use the CTech-review discount code, save you $50 on this order. That's a lot of money. So if you're interested for this a little bit amount of money, you can get some awesome headlights in your base model Super Duty truck. And I'll actually put a link where I'll show you some different lighting options where you can upgrade your lights. So yes, aesthetically, I think the STX front end looks a little bit better, but you can fix the LED lighting situation. And you do still have the auto lock or manual lock hub on the driver's side. Let's see if they kept it on the passenger side as well. Yes, they did. You can see it's lifted up nice. It's got really good E-coating on the frame and axles. I was kind of looking at that. And then when we look at the skid plates, got a nice skid plate underneath the gas tank. Here you can kind of see the E-coating down the frame. Looks really nice and sharp. Transfer case skid plate there as well. Got that beefy rear axle, and you can kind of notice once again when I talked about the E-coating, it looks pretty decent. Show you guys what this looks like back here. This is what the storage situation looks like. If you're a hunter or rancher farmer, dude, you could easily put your hunting setup back here. And I mean, it's actually a usable little storage area, which is kind of nice. It's been so long since I've been in a regular cab, I forget they actually do have a little bit of storage back behind that, which is kind of nice. And you can kind of see it's that area right there. All right, let's look at the different engine coolants and different temperatures. 194 engine coolant, 190 engine oil temp, 187 trans temp. voltage in the battery. I like it. You can show engine, air filter, oil life, tire pressure. You just got to go through the menus, but you can't have it. And if you wanted to see what tire pressure running, like 50 basically for all of the different tires. All right, now we finished the review on that. We're going to the second part of the series. Make sure you check in and watch the STX review versus the XL and the 26 Super Duty. So what are my final thoughts on the 2026 F-250 XL regular cab? It's exactly like you think. This is a work truck. It's very Spartan. It's very basic. But the things I'm looking at in a basic truck like this is, how cold's the air conditioning? I know it sounds silly. Dude, the air conditioner rips in this thing. It's got awesome payload. It's got a great set of tires. It's got good skid plates underneath. And for the price point, $53,000, it's not too bad. It's got a lot of hard surfaces, but that'll give you durability. I like the rubber floor in this thing. It's gonna hold up. And the other thing that really shocked me was the comfort of these base XL seats. I don't know how they did it in such a basic truck, but they're actually very comfortable seats. The 10-speed trans shifted fine. Fuel economy, about what I'd expect. It'll be interesting, this second part of this video comparison, we're gonna see for what you get for a little bit more money. What would you rather have? Would you have a base regular cab or jump to an STX with a 7.3 for a little bit more money? Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in this truck, I'm gonna put Josh Wisniewski's information down below. He can help you on this Ford or any other Ford trucks. He's a great dealer. We bought a lot of Ford vehicles from these guys. I've been really happy with them. Small town dealer will hook you up. Anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.